The tech giants are modern day techno-fascism. They are the modern version of the Third Reich. And in order to stop the tech giants, we, the people, and all the governments of the world must combine forces and stage a metaphorical D-Day assault, a beachhead, occupy and dismantle Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Apple, and all the other tech giants that have really betrayed humanity at every level. Look, the comparisons with Nazi Germany are valid. Nazi Germany burned books. The tech giants are burning books online by blacklisting content that they don't want you to see. The Nazis spied on people, surveilled people. The tech giants are spying on you and surveilling you all the time. They are far worse than any government in terms of spying on you. Adolf Hitler lied all the time. He used false radical socialist speech. Remember, Nazi stands for National Socialism. He was a socialist/fascist. And he used that speech to mislead and propagandize the people and get them to commit violence. This is exactly what the tech giants do. They ban dissenting speech, and then they prop up and allow radical left-wing speech that propagandizes people and pushes people toward violence, which is why we have all this violence on the left. And just like with Hitler's regime, the French found out that you can't negotiate with Hitler. The Italians found out you can't negotiate with Hitler. Even the British ultimately decided you can't negotiate with Hitler because Hitler is tyranny. In the same way, today, you can't negotiate with Google, Facebook, Apple, Twitter. They won't play by the rules. They won't abide by any laws. They are not civil. They are not operating in good faith. Same way that Adolf Hitler wasn't operating in good faith. He would sign an agreement, a peace treaty with a country, and then he would turn around 3 months later or 6 months later and invade them. That's exactly the way the tech giants operate. They go to Congress and they say that they're not censoring political speech, and then they turn around and, of course, censor political speech. They are dangerous, just like the Third Reich. And also, another similarity is in the way that the Third Reich was promoting eugenics and depopulation and murdering people that were unwanted by society. The tech giants are promoting infanticide. They are censoring and banning any speech that opposes abortion and promoting speech that is pro-abortion. And I know this firsthand because Apple contacted NaturalNews, and Apple said, they demanded that we stop publishing articles that oppose abortion. And if we didn't, they're going to ban our NaturalNews app for iPhones. This is what Apple told us. So this is fascism. This is what the tech giants are doing. This is Apple. This is Google. This is Jack Dorsey at Twitter. These are fascists. And they all need to be prosecuted for war crimes. These are what they are doing, the censorship of political opinions, the mass censorship of speech. These are crimes against humanity, crimes against the United States of America. It is massive, widespread election meddling. And we must, with the help of President Trump and frankly, all governments around the world, must rise up and defeat and dismantle these tech giants, or they will rule the world. They will destroy all freedom and all liberty. Google is intense evil. Look at what they've done with China. All these tech giants, they collude with China to oppress truthful speech about China's crimes against humanity, the secret arrest and torture of political dissidents. The tech giants just go right along with it. Facebook, Google, Apple, you name it. They are right there. They are propping up the communist regime that commits heinous crimes against real people. That just shows you the tech giants have no morals, no ethics, and as far as I'm concerned, no right to exist in a free society. The president has the power to seize these private corporations by declaring a national emergency, and that's exactly what he should do. Trump should seize them in order to destroy them. I don't mean seize them and make them run by the government, but seize Google, seize Facebook and YouTube and Apple, and shut them down. Obliterate them. Exterminate the businesses, not the people. I'm not talking about violence against the people who work there, although they are complicit in committing these crimes against humanity, by the way, just like soldiers that manned the Berlin Wall, the East German soldiers who would shoot people trying to escape. That's like workers who work at Google today. They are engaged in heinous crimes against humanity, and they're working for a criminal fascist regime. But I don't wish violence upon them. I don't wish violence upon any people who work at Google. I just want to see the crimes against humanity stopped. I want to see the fascist assault on free speech stopped. I want to see freedom and liberty restored. And in order to do that, just like we did in World War II, we are going to have to rise up and defeat these techno-tyranny tech giants. I've got a website dedicated to this, by the way. It's called techgiants.news. Be sure to check it out. It covers Google, Apple, and Twitter and much more. Techgiants.news. But we're going to have to get to a point where the people join forces with the Trump administration or some other government entity to really go after the tech giants and, like I said, occupy and dismantle their infrastructure. That's how the French resistance really went after the Third Reich, is you go after their infrastructure. You cut off their supply lines. You make sure that they cannot function because they don't have the money, they don't have, the infrastructure, the railroads in the case of World War II. The French would just go in and cut the railroad lines. So the Germans couldn't deliver train loads of weapons and munitions so they could continue to carry out their fascist censorship and Holocaust, which is exactly what Google is doing today. By the way, also Google is fully aligned with Big Pharma and the pushing of toxic cancer chemotherapy, toxic radiation, toxic pharmaceutical drugging of children. HPV vaccine and all vaccines are being pushed just openly by Google and the other tech giants because they are in bed with the same fascist medical regime that the Nazis had. IG Farben, which became Bayer, ran the medical experiments on humans and developed Zyklon B gas to gas the Jews to death. This is what the Germans did, the pharmaceutical giants working for Germany did. And this shows the same pattern that these corporations are undertaking right now to enslave and exterminate humanity. And that's Google's mission, is to enslave and exterminate. Look, Google is at war with humanity, and humanity had better rise up and engage in self-defense against Google. To have a mass of 100,000 people march in and peacefully occupy and dismantle every Google building, every Google server farm, every Google campus all around the country, that is self-defense against fascism. It's like marching in and dismantling the Nazi regime, gun by gun, tank by tank, just taking it apart, dismantling it, and ending the intense evil that had descended upon the world like a dark cloud of death and destruction in the Holocaust. And this is what Google is today. They are worse than the Holocaust if they continue, because their actions will result in the mass government genocide and mass murder of millions of people across America. There's no question that's where the left is taking this, and Google is complicit in that with its censorship and propaganda push. So read my website, techgiants.news, and join me in opposing and calling for the ending of the fascist regime known as Google. We must eliminate the evil that they are carrying out, the censorship, the disinformation, the blacklisting, the shadow banning, the pushing of genocide, infanticide, late-term, actually post-birth abortions, and the silencing of political dissent. This is what Google has become. They are intense evil, and they must be completely dismantled. Thank you for listening. Mike Adams here, the Health Ranger. Read my website, newstarget.com, and be sure to listen to more of my podcasts at healthrangerreport.com. Take care.
Learn more at healthrangerreport.com.
Thank you for watching. If you want to support our mission, visit us at healthrangerstore.com for the world's largest selection of lab-verified superfood and nutritional products for healthy living. It's at healthrangerstore.com.